Yes, 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 yes. Woof! I'm here today. Wonderful today. Wow, just to be with you guys again. I want you guys to come in. I've come here with brew beef. Oh, my wife will be joining me very soon. She's watching. She loves football. That's the problem. She likes football. So I'm somebody who doesn't like football. I don't like watching football. So I cannot be part of footballs. Most times I don't watch football. I'm here to talk about why most marriage failed, why we get notice of failures in a lot of marriages. So, guys, you're welcome. I want you to come in. I want you to be part of this show completely. Let's make it sweet. See, I'm not here to bob you with non-English or anything. I'm not an English person. I'm not most of the biblical guy talks of Bablu or go through the. But I work with reality. I'm here to give you most reasons why marriage fails. Reasons why most marriage fails. Reasons why most marriage fails. Yes, just listen to me as you get through with this. You, you. As you get through with these, okay. I don't know how these things are bright and this is just it. So I'm here why to talk to you about why marriage fails. Most marriage fails. Sorry, I'm trying to set my light so that you'll be okay. My name is Henry, and this is More and Henry TV show. It's a channel owned by me and my wife. Please, guys, I want to really give you some deep reasons which I have seen. See, I don't go through biblical things. I don't do. These are practical things I have seen that makes marriage fails. Most 50%. And I stand to be corrected in anything. You can type in any of your saying, whatever you want to say in the comment section. Please, please, we stand to be corrected. So as you come in here, please share this live and make sure if you can hear me clear. Can I hear you? Can you hear me clear? Can you hear me from wherever you are? Can you hear me? Thank you for joining us in this program this evening. My name is Henry. I'm anchoring on Maureen Maureen, Maureen Mott and Henry TV show together. Big guys, this is my reason right now. I'm starting with the reason. Marriage is something that is designed between a man and a woman in our own African way. You understand? Forget what we see in the new development. You understand? I don't condemn anybody. I don't stand against any of your belief, but I stand in what I believe, what I'm nurtured into my own culture, and this is what I'm saying. And I said this is why marriage fail. I'm giving you reasons why marriage fail. Marriage is between a man and a woman. Marriage is between a wife and a husband. So most of the reasons why we find failures in marriage. One, I want to talk about the ones I have seen, the ones I have seen, and the ones I have cancelled, the people I have spoken to, the people I have feel why it fails. Number one reason why marriage fails is infidelity. Infidelity is one of the major reasons why most marriage fail. You understand? If a man is having an affair with another woman outside his home without having honor intimacy with his wife, he feels that one. Most times he goes for that side. Your marriage is bound to fail. If a woman you're having an affair with another man outside, apart from your husband, maybe you try to be, because I used to tell in my previous life, I told you guys that women hardly cheat, but when they cheat with their whole minds, their whole spirit. A man can still cheat and still come back home to be part of the family. You understand? But cheating, infidelity is one of the major reasons why most marriage fail. Infidelity is one of the major reasons why most marriage fail. Please like my video if you really like what I'm saying. Like it. Let me feel you are liking what I'm saying. Please like my video and you can share so that we can get through, so that we will see how we can help ourselves in this community, in this YouTube community. This is the main reason I'm telling you. Number one, I am giving you as a reason is infidelity. If a man, you're having extramarital affairs, apart from what God has designed for you, what have been planned for you in a particular place, your marriage is bound to fail. Your marriage is bound to fail. Infidelity, it's one thing that kills marriage. If you're a woman, you're cheating on your husband or in any way, your marriage is bound to fail. Number two reasons where I'm trying to begin: communication. Communication is one most important thing in the marriage. You see, communication, when you guys don't talk about things, when you guys don't do things together, when you guys don't say things together, let me tell you the truth, that marriage is failing. I was wondering why a woman cannot approach her husband and tell her, please, daddy, my mommy has this problem and she wants me to help her because of fear. That is not marriage. I cannot be in part of that marriage. When my wife cannot approach me and tell me her own problems, I cannot speak to her. When I feel something, my wife is doing something wrong, and I cannot approach her in the way she's doing it. Or when my wife feels I'm not right, maybe I keep coming, maybe she notices I'm not coming home late, the kind of friends I keep, and my wife cannot be able to talk to me. No one wants to be in that kind of marriage. That's why communication is main vital thing in marriage. When you communicate with one another on always base and every base, communicate with one another at any minute, at every given time. When you notice something, communicate with your partner. It is very, very important. When you lack communication in your relationship, it's bound to fail. When you lack your communication in your marriage, it's bound to fail. So what I am telling you now, that communication is one of the most vital part of this marriage or relationship. That is number two. I'm going to number three now. I'm going to fast forward all these things so that it will be easy for all of us. We talk about communication. We first of all, we talk about infidelity. Second, we talk about communication. Third, we're moving to financial problem. You see, when I tell you about finance, you don't just jump into marriage. You don't just go, like in Africa where we come from, you don't just come and just go and pick someone's daughter from somewhere to starve her in the house, not to take care of her, not to give her anything. These are women that, women are like flowers. You need to take care of them. If you don't take care of them, they will just lose their values. These are like treasures. You need to take care of them. Let me tell you, if you're a man, you must be financially capable. I'm talking about we Africans. Financially capable before you go to a woman's house to pick car for him, because in Africa here where I come from, it's in the Igbo land in Nigeria, we go to pay the bride price of a woman. We have to do all the expenses. It's not the woman who do, it's not the other way around. So if you're an African, you must be financially stable before you pick a woman into your marriage. And please, women, in terms of the finance, we shouldn't be having high expectation. Cut your coat according to your size. Do not go like somebody like me. If you are a laborer, your daily income is not okay, it's not too strong. You just go and pick the ones you can pick. Go for what you can go for. You don't just go and pick somebody that is a high class, who wears gold, who wear other jewelries that you cannot afford. That is where the financial problem comes in. Go for your class. Go for your average class, your own kind of person, you one who understands you. Or be open to each other in your financial status. This is what I earn. This is what I have. This is what I am bringing. This is how we can help. You can invest on each other. You can invest even in your wife after bringing her in. Investing in women are very, very important, because most times you can have problem with your job. She will be the one to carry it on board, and things will be working out well. Financial problem is one of those things that causes failures in marriage. Finance, it's most of the important thing, one of the important thing in marriage. I'm moving now to number 4. The first I say fidelity, bad communication, financial problem. Now I'm going for commitment. This is another point. It's another ingredient most people lack in marriage. You see, commitment is something that is very, very important. See, I can't tell you that I'll be doing this for you. I want to do this for you, and I'm not committed to my word. Some people in that relationship hate it. That's why, woman, when you say you want to do this thing for your man, you're not committed to your word. Like, wake up in the morning, give him the best. Like this mommy Z that was trending online, that wakes up because her husband went to his working place, and her colleague brought a spoon for him to eat. Mommy Z started waking by 4:30 to prepare her husband's food. That is commitment. She started doing it. She went online. She trained. She got so many gifts. Let me tell you the truth. Commitment in marriage is another ingredient that helps this marriage grow. Commitment. See, when we are not committed to each other, our marriage is bound to fail. Commitment in all aspects, in all directions. It does not, we cannot limit those commitments. We have to bring this commitment. Thank you guys for coming on board. Thank you for watching. We are growing in the view. Please, guys, please, can you share and like our post? If you can hear me, if you can't hear me, you can comment. If there's any way I've said something you don't like, you can also comment. Commitment is one thing that is so much important. Commitment in marriage, in relationship, whatever it is, if you're not committed to it, is bound to fail. That is why I'm moving to the next one. Lack of intimacy. Lack of intimacy. You see, this thing I used to tell people, you know, the sexual strength and an ability for us, it has limits and power that we need to control it. You can't be, as a man, go outside and have everything you need. You kept a very young girl of 27, 28, and now, which you know that her blood is very vibrant. You don't give her what she needs. It's another thing. When we don't intimate, when we don't communicate, when we don't come closer, when we don't like drop all our phones for some hours, we talk each other's, you know, let's listen to each other, talk about our plans, talk about how we can make it work. Lack of intimacy is another thing that causes failures in marriage. You know, all these things I'm listing, this thing do not just start one day. It do not just come the second day, it does not come the first day of marriage. It's a continuous something that keep knowledge. That thing before you are doing it, lack of this, lack of that, lack of this, it will keep breaking your marriage, keep breaking your home. The next one is constant argument. When husband and wife are always arguing unnecessarily. Why will you argue? You keep arguing. Why are you arguing? You argue for spoon here. You argue for the husband putting his clothes here. You argue for your husband putting his shoes there. You argue for this. Your wife is this. Maybe you argue your wife does not know how to cook. You argue for this. You argue for that. All this argument does not solve any problem. But when you guys talk together, communicate, listen to each other, bring the problems together, because nobody is created perfect. Nobody is created 100%. We are all different percentage. That is why when God made Adam, he made it in his own image. And when he wanted to make Eve, he brought out the leaf of Adam and said, let us be complete. That is how marriage works. I'm not trying to use the biblical aspect, but I'm telling you the little experience I have had in marriage. You understand? The little experience I have in it. Avoid constant argument. Avoid things that lead to all kinds of arguments. Avoid things that leads to all kinds of arguments. Stop arguing with your partners unnecessarily. Stop arguing with partners unnecessary. Argument that are not required. Argument that are not interested. Argument that doesn't make any sense. Argument that cannot bring the growth of the family. Argument that cannot help you. Instead of arguing, bring solution. It will help you a lot, and it will make you avoid diverse. The next one is, which is the authentic one, which is the most powerful one, is domestic violence, which can lead to divorce. I don't encourage. I stand here for the women who suffer a lot for domestic violence. I stand here with the women who are going through a lot of domestic violence. I stand here also the women who has lost their life as a result of domestic violence. It's one of those things that kills marriage, and a lot of people are going into. And when you don't speak from it, you don't speak at it, you don't look for solution. A man, no one is supposed to be hit. Both woman, both man, nobody should be hit. Nobody should be hit. You understand? I stand with the women here, and also stand with the men who are but the percentage of men is more. But please, if you just find yourself in any way in domestic violence relationship or marriage, I argue with you, if your husband or your spouse cannot get solution to that domestic violence, you look for a solution yourself. If your husband or your spouse cannot get solution as to stand against his angers, is what leads him to hit you or beat you, I just prefer you as a person to walk out of that marriage or relationship. That is my own argument, because I don't have any theory on the domestic aspect, because it's really one of those things that cause most marriage separation. I will not love any man to hit my daughter, and I will not love my daughter to hit any man. So in that aspect, if you have that problem and the terms of domestic violence, I just prefer you walk out of that relationship, which is the most. Then another one is family problem, which we are talking about now. I think we have had how many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are on the seventh one now. That we're talking about family problems. Family problems. How do family problem leads to marriage separation? Leads to divorce. For people, for both couples to separate, getting divorced. How the family problem can be in different dimensions. Maybe too much of load, maybe too much of problem, or maybe one problem was left for another person, or one person. What all these things as a result of no communication, no thing. And number two, if the problem is too much and is left for one person, another person is not working, another person is reasoning about, it will really definitely lead to such divorce. You understand? And the family problem is something we can solve. We don't know whether family problem can come from the external families, some other families. You understand? It can really cause us in the same process. And number two, I want to go into apart from the family problem, because I'll pick up points that are very okay. Then another point that I said, substance abuse is normal. It will fall into domestic violence, because most couples who have this substance abuse, and that is what will lead to most of the domestic violence. Then another one, uh, financial incapability, which is one of those things that can lead to domestic violence between husband and wife, when there's no bills are not being paid, things are not being there. When a woman needs this, it's not there. When a man is there, is not there. All those things can lead to separation. Then another thing again, lack of trust. When each other do not trust yourself, both of you do not trust yourself in terms of, I don't trust you, you don't trust me. It can also lead to separation. It can also lead to separation. Then another point I'm trying to make here, another point I'm trying to, an inability for both of you to solve your conflicts. When you guys have issues, you could not solve it, and it can also lead to that problem. These are the major reasons which I've seen that why marriage have been separated one way or the other. Because just like I said, I have given you some things. Number one, I gave you infidelity. Number two, I gave you bad communication. Number three, I gave you financial problem. Number three, I gave you commitment. Number three, I gave you lack of intimacy. Number number five, I gave you constant argument. Number six, I gave you domestic violence. Uh, Number seven, I gave you family problem. Then and now number eight, I gave you marrying too young. Does marrying too young really cause all these things too? Then another one is said substance abuse. Then another one said financial incapability. Then another one said lack of flexibility. Then another one lack of trust. Then another one said marriage expectation. You know, we might have too much expectation on this marriage, and when those expectations are met, it can lead to separation. You understand? Unrealistic expectation. Unrealistic expectation. You can't just start you from here where you are and start thinking of something you know that is not possible, that is not within your reach. You understand? Then health issue too, inability to solve conflict, inadequate preparation of marriage. All these things are things that can lead to marriage separation. So I think I have been able to make up some points for us that helps us to understand why most marriage fails. Why most marriage fails. Why most marriage fails. So, at this point, I want to see your comment on our comment sections. If there's way we have said things that were not pleasant to you, well, there's way our argument did not go through or what you believe. You understand? Because from the research we are looking at now, we have about 40% lack of equity in relationship and domestic violence and abuses. That makes most of the marriage fails. You understand? If you really want to work in your marriage, if you're an African and you're a Nigerian, because I'm speaking from Nigerian, I'm speaking from my home country. If you're an African and you want to get involved in marriage, there are 5 things you must abide in. That is my advice for you. There are 5 things you must abide in. If you're an African, you want to be involved in marriage, there are 5 things you must go into. There are 5 things that you must go into. There are 5 things you must go into are very, very important if you want to be successful in that marriage. You understand? There are 5 things which you are going into must be very, very important. One is patience. If you want to get married to someone or to anybody or to a woman you are dating that you have known for a long time, you must learn to be patient. If you as a woman want to get married to a man that you know, you've studied, you've prayed, you believe, you must be patient. Without patience, nothing can work in that marriage because none of us are perfect. Do you hear me? Number one, I have given you this reason, patience. Number two, for you to enjoy your marriage and live well and make it, you must have that forgiving spirit. Because in one way or the other, as we are created imperfect, we will wrong you, we will do things that are not right. She will wrong you, she will do things that are not right. You must learn to forgive, make correction, forge your way out. And when you are forgiving, make sure that amendment that you require to make as a human being must be met. You understand? If you are into this, if this does not work this way, let you work that way. Let this amendment you're supposed to make come with you. That's what I'm saying. You must have that forgiving spirit. Number two. Number three, endurance. Endurance is only part of being patient too. Well, endure something is patient. You understand? Then number two, tolerance. Tolerance too. Number four is tolerance. It's only part of it to relate to one another, understand one another, learn to understand that this person is 50, this person is 70. Let's combine it together and have 100 or 100 and or let me come with my own 70. What do you bring? What do you hear? Let's make it like an arrangement that comes with understanding, because that is a final point. Understanding. You must have understanding. Number two, I give you these 5 reasons. Number one, patience. Two, forgiveness. Three, tolerance. Then the other one, tolerance. Then endurance and understanding. It makes your marriage a perfect place. Thank you for us. From here, from me and Maureen Moore. We'll keep giving you this show, just like I told you, I'll be giving you these shows every day on a daily basis and giving you live shows as we continue doing this thing together. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone for listening to me.